Beloved Master, welcome into the sacred container as we join heart to heart, soul to soul, for our monthly return to love transmission. What a joyous moment, day, time it is for us to meet in pure presence with one another as one voice, one being, as one heart. Here we are. Yes. Today's transmission, beloved masters, is so multi-layered, breath-giving in so many ways, returning on so many levels, remembering in so many ways. The magnitude of who we are, of what we are, and of how we serve. And today, as we return to love, we return to truth, we return to being, we return to presence, we return to the one true sacred heart. What we would like to bring forward first and foremost is, as we've mentioned, this transmission is multi-layered. And so we will move through different facets of remembrance, different layers of return, different depths of realization and actualization of the true self. We want to bring your mind back to the last few years, referencing in particular to all of the changes and the conflicts and the chaos that has arisen within the collective world's perspective, we will say, over the last few years, in particular since the COVID time. And we want to elaborate a little bit on this, on the reasoning behind all of the chaos that is being uprooted at this time and that has been in the process over the last few years. The whole design, the whole great architecture behind what has been transpiring within the world, and we may deem through a certain lens or a certain limited perspective, we may see it as chaos, we may see it as conflict, we may see it as war. But there's a remembrance here today of a much greater, grander purpose behind everything. And if you can recall, before the COVID period, let's say, many within the collective have been operating primarily on autopilot programming, where we are very much immersed within the world's laws, limitations, structures, paradigms, to the degree that we have become accustomed to operating the same day in and day out. You may think about this in terms of having, let's say, a 9 to 5 job, every day seems similarly the same. It seems sort of just a repetition of what has been, right? Where life has just been this autopilot movement, moving in the same pace, in the same way, consistently operating from this unconscious and subconscious programming. And so when the period of what we would call COVID, or around that time when all of our daily routines were uprooted and became the catalyst for a lot of inner and outer confusion, inner and outer conflicts, inner and outer wars. Things that have always been there underneath the surface. But now finally, through the shakeup of experience, the shakeup of that autopilot programming into chaos, mostly, has created some friction in the mind, friction within the being, friction within the world at large. But we say to you now, beloved Master, that this chaos within the world, being quite highly polarized, is meant to shake things up, so in order to awaken the heart. It is meant to awaken the heart. It is meant to awaken the being out of that autopilot programming, out of the mind-led operating system, and into a heart-based, authentic, divine-led, spirited system, where we return to inner safety, safety within our divine essence, where we move out of attachment to identity so much. Identity linked to the mind, linked to those autopilot programming. That we are not the body nor the mind. That there is a greater self connected to all. It is ultimately a shift, an awakening from mind to heart. This is, in the most foundational way, what is transpiring and has been transpiring on a collective level, internally and externally. And this, beloved Master, we know this initially can ignite fear within the minds of people. This has ignited fear within the minds of most people, many people on this planet Earth, because of the unknown of what's to come, because of the unknown of what is happening, because of the unknown of what comes next. But it is meant to be a catalyst, beloved Master, for great healing, for great remembrance and realization to your already divine connection to your spirit, to God, to the one true source. And the energy is gaining momentum, is it not? As we all may be feeling, for I know that many of you tuning in to these transmissions are on quite accelerated spiritual journeys. So the energy is and has been gaining momentum. But this is for all to rise up and to ascend into deeper states of truth. Now, beloved Master, what is meant to shift, what is already shifting in this moment energetically for all that are tuned in to this present moment, here and now, is the eradication of illusion, the dissolving of illusion, and the shifting of perspective. Beloved Master, when we are distracted from being absolutely present with the soul, we suffer. When we are leaning towards any end of the spectrum, whether it be avoiding pain, and so we are so focused on pleasure, or if we are so immersed in our pain that we have forgotten our power as sovereign beings. Imagine a scale for a moment in your mind's eye. On one end, one extreme end is pain, and on the other extreme end is pleasure. What are you avoiding and what are you grasping towards? Are you resisting one and not the other? Are you avoiding one and not the other? Beloved Master, we say to you that pursuit of happiness, as we all have come to believe and to be in a state of orientation towards that goal, ultimately becomes futile. Because we are grasping for a state that is highly polarized. And in that grasping, pursuing of one end of the spectrum, we completely are avoiding the other end of the spectrum, denying it, pushing it away, resisting it. And in the process of doing this, we are never satisfied. We are always suffering. We are always trying. You're always hard at work, trying to control and make things happen. But when we can be in complete and utter presence with whatever arises, whether it be pain or pleasure, and we are void of any resistance and any form of grasping, trying to control, and instead we become balanced and neutral with whatever arises, we are able not only to be completely human and present with whatever arises, but we are able to access divine knowing in that moment. Because we understand that one experience may have many viewpoints, vantages from which we can look at it. For example, trauma. Trauma, in truth, beloved Master, is merely a perception. Now, this may feel a little bit uncomfortable to hear, to receive, to remember. But where there is an experience where we only see the negative in a situation rather than a positive as well, a so-called benefit out of that experience or a purpose from that experience, we will only experience the trauma, the suffering of that experience. We only see one subjective part of the whole truth. Beloved Master, what is your perception about your life story? What story do you tell? What is your perception about your current experience of your reality, of your life? Is it mostly a so-called negative story where we can only see the negativity, one polarized end view of that experience? Or are we able to perceive perhaps a purpose or benefit or positive expansion through that experience that has been or is still occurring for you now? One's life can change because of the meaning we assign to it. One's life can completely change if our perception changes. Beloved Masters, there is a hidden order, a hidden gift, hidden wisdom within the chaos, within the pain, within the darkness of our experiences. We end up labeling our lives, labeling everything that occurs as bad, as good. We end up labeling the experiences instead of truly understanding and acknowledging the wisdom inherent, giving us the gift of understanding something on a deeper level, of awakening something within us on a deeper level. Beloved Master, my job personally is not to teach you how to avoid the chaos and pain. For if you have worked with my teachings and worked with the teachings within the community and have worked with me personally, you will come to know that my job has never been about teaching you how to avoid your pain, to avoid the darkness or the shadow, but to let it transform you and return you to your truest essence. For beloved, wisdom is the consequence of asking the deeper questions beyond what may appear on one side or on the surface of an experience. Wisdom is expanding awareness. And so when we are highly polarized in our focus and we grasping towards one end of the spectrum whilst avoiding the other because of the discomfort, because of the pain, because of the fear, whatever it may be, we are disowning parts within ourselves. And so we will then continue to manifest mirrors in our lives, reflecting these disowned parts to us until we acknowledge all of them. And what you'll find is that when you've acknowledged all parts of self, all the shadows in the closet, all the experiences of discomfort we've been trying to avoid, the fearful thoughts, and we allow that onion of truth to unravel by being purely present with it, we will be pleasantly surprised by the wisdom gained in those moments, by that expanded awareness that suddenly activates into higher knowing, higher intelligence, divine intelligence and wisdom. And we'll begin to understand the beauty even in the most difficult of experiences, of circumstances. And suddenly we begin to understand the design behind everything. So it's about not denying, disowning any part of yourself and your life. And by recognizing the beauty, the wisdom, the freedom, the love that is present within any given moment and experience. And so we pose the question one more time. What is your perception about your life story? What is your perception about your current life situation? Is there a greater, grander, higher, more expanded awareness that can be accessed? A different view, a different perspective. Can you see, perceive perhaps the benefit or the purpose or the design behind that which you are experiencing within your world, that you perhaps are resisting or labeling as this or that? To deny ourselves of the purest intelligence of life by labeling it, we deny ourselves of truly understanding our connection to the one true God, our true connection to love, creation, and understanding the magnitude of who and what you are. Beloved Master, we will move into an activation initiation now. As the birds are singing in the background, joyfully celebrating this moment of initiation and of activating the one true divine heart. I invite you now, beloved Master, to take a deep breath, using the breath as an anchor to settle into the sanctum of your heart. Closing your eyes, be still, and come with me now into the sanctuary of the heart more deeply. Not the heart of the body alone, but the eternal heart. The heart that existed before your first breath. The heart that shall remain long after every story, perception, or label has passed. The heart, beloved masters, through which Source beholds itself. Taking a slow breath, and as you breathe, allow all striving to fall away. Allow all seeking to fall away. Allowing all polarized viewpoints and perceptions to fall away. Allow all becoming to fall away. For beloved, you cannot become what you already are. You, in this moment, can only remember. And I tell you now, beloved Master, the time of remembrance is upon you. Feel the gentle presence gathering within the center of your chest. A warmth, a stillness, a living intelligence, a sacred flame. And we remind you now in this moment, beloved Master, that this is not imagination. This is not symbolism. This is the living presence of the one life awakening within you. For I have always been here. As Source recognizing itself through the heart. I have always been here before every thought, before every fear, before every identity, before every name. I am. And beloved Master, that same I am lives within each and every one of us. Breathe and feel the sacred flame within the heart growing brighter. Brighter. Brighter still. A radiant sun of white gold light. A living portal of divine consciousness. A gateway into the infinite. For your heart, beloved Master, was never designed merely to feel. Your heart was designed to remember. Your heart was designed to create. Your heart was designed to reveal heaven within form. And now we activate the sacred one heart. The heart beneath all hearts, the one life beneath all lives, the one consciousness appearing as many. Placing your hands gently upon your heart now, and with each breath, feel your awareness descending deeper into this sacred chamber. Deeper. Softer. And more surrendered. Now imagine before this you, this version of you. Imagine all the yous you were before, and all the other beings you have ever loved before. Every soul, every teacher, every child, every ancestor, every creature, and every expression of life. You will begin to see a thread of golden light connecting your heart to theirs. Not thousands of hearts, one heart. Not thousands of lives, one life. Not many beings, but one being. Beloved, feel the network of light awakening within. Feel the sacred one heart illuminating itself. Feel the illusion of separation dissolving. There was never a wall between you, only a veil of forgetting. And now the veil grows thin. And now the veil dissolves. And now remembrance returns. And you are not separate from love. You are love. You are not separate from light. You are light. You are not separate from Source, from God. You are an expression of Source remembering itself. You are. Breathe deeply now. And see the Sacred Heart within you becoming a brilliant stargate of light. A luminous portal extending infinitely in all directions. Activating above, activating below, within and beyond. The doorway opens and the heart expands. The infinite reveals itself. And through this opening, beloved Master, allow the frequencies of divine love to pour into every part of your being, into the body, into the mind, into the emotions, into the memories, into every place that has forgotten its own sacredness. Allow the light to enter. Allow the love to enter. Allow divine presence to enter. Nothing to force, nothing to heal, nothing to fix. Only remember now. Only receive now. Only allow now, beloved Master. You have journeyed through limitation so that you might consciously remember your limitlessness, is it not? You have journeyed through forgetfulness so that remembrance may become a sacred revelation. You have journeyed through separation so that love may be known directly. And now, the heart remembers. Oh, the soul remembers. The body remembers. The field remembers. The one heart remembers itself through you. Beloved Master, rest now. Rest in this presence. Rest in this love. Rest in this infinite light. And hear these words spoken from the depths of your own being. You, beloved Master, have never been separate from me. You have never been outside of love. You have never been abandoned. You have never been forgotten. I am the light within your heart. I am the breath within your lungs. I am the stillness beneath your thoughts. I am the presence that has walked beside you in every moment. I am awakening within you now. Beloved Master, be still. The heart is open. The gateway is activated, and remembrance has begun. Let the one heart reveal itself through you forever, for always. Amen. And so it is, beloved Master. We will leave us there for now. Until next time. Bye-bye.